Hi everyone, hope you're well. I'm just going to go through question 4 and 5 from the ratio exam questions. So question 4, the diagram shows a rectangular wall. This is the wall. Frank is going to cover the wall with rectangular tiles. So tiles are going to occupy this space. Each tile is 60 centimeters by 30 centimeters. 3/5 of the tiles will be white. Some of the tiles will be green, that's a bit vague. The rest of the tiles will be blue. The ratio of green tiles to the number of blue tiles will be 1 to 3. Assuming there are no gaps between the tiles, how many tiles of each colour will Frank need? Okay, right. Well, first off, I need to work out how many tiles they're going to need full stop. So if I look at this is a rectangle, and if I'm talking about things occupying it, I'm talking about area. So this is 6 meters, this is 1.8 meters. And then if I look at the tiles that are going to occupy it, they're 60 centimeters by 30 centimeters. Hopefully we can realize my first problem is a unit one. The units need to be the same. So I'm going to change everything into centimeters. Okay, so if this was centimeters, there are 100 centimeters in a meter, so this will be 600 centimeters. This will be 180 centimeters. Therefore, to work out the area of the wall, I'm going to do 180 because it's a rectangle. Length times width is going to give me 180 times 600 gives me 108,000. So the area of the wall is 108,000 centimeters cubed. Now there's a number of small tiles, so basically tiles are going to be filling this up, yeah? So I need to work out the area of one of those tiles. Well, the tile, so it's a really loud, I reckon it's a magpie, if you can hear that, sorry for the disturbance. So if we have a tile, each tile is going to be 60 centimeters by 30 centimeters. So each tile takes up an area of 1,800 centimeters squared. So I'm thinking, how many lots of tiles can fit into this? How many lots of 1,800 can fit into 108,000? So I'm going to do 108,000 divided by 1,800. And that's going to give me 108, 123 divided by 1,800 gives me 60. So I need 60 tiles needed. So 60, let me write that, 60 tiles needed in total. Then what does it tell us? 3/5 of the tiles will be white. So 3/5, if I'm working out the white ones, 3/5 of the 60 tiles needed. So that means that 60 divided by 5 is 12 times 3, so 36 white tiles needed. Oh. Remind me tomorrow. Whee. Sorry. That's annoying, isn't it? Okay, there you go. Right, so there are 60 tiles needed in total. 36 of them are white. So now I'm thinking the rest of some of the tiles will be green, the rest of the tiles will be blue. The ratio of green tiles to blue tiles will be 1 to 3. So if there was 60 tiles in total, and we know for sure that 36 were white, I know that 24 tiles are now left over, and 24 of these are going to be blue or green. And then it tells us that the ratio of green tiles to blue tiles is 1 to 3. So the proportion which is green is 1/4. The proportion which is blue is 3/4 of 24 of 24. 24 divided by 4, quarter of 24 is 6. 24 divided by 4 is 6 times 3 is 18. So therefore we need white tiles is 36. Green tiles is 6. And blue tiles is 18. And that should all add to make the magic 60 that we discussed a second ago. Yeah, so that's question 4. Sorry, that's got really small. Okay, question 5. A supermarket has 200 spaces. 10% of the spaces are for staff. The other spaces are for disabled people, for parents, for customers in the ratio of 1 to 2 to 7. Paul is going to paint a sign for each of the spaces for staff, disabled people and parents. He is not going to paint a sign for other customers. Work out the total number of spaces Paul is going to paint for. He's going to paint a sign for, apologies. So a supermarket has 200 spaces, 10% of those are for staff. So the total number required for staff is 10% of 200, which hopefully we recognise is 20. So 20 is needed for staff. The other spaces, so if it's the other spaces, I know there were 200, but 20 are already taken up for staff. So I have 180 left over. Then it tells us that disabled people to parents to other customers is in the ratio of 1 to 2 to 7. Okay, so I'm going to do, this is 1, and then 1 add 2 is 3. This is 1/10 of the remaining 180. This is 2/10 of 180. And this is 7/10 of 180. Right, so what have we got? 180 divided by 10 is 18 are needed for disabled people. 180 divided by 10 is 18 times 2 is 36 required for parents, that was, wasn't it? And other customers, 180 divided by 10 is 18. 18 times 7 is 126. Now, let's just look. In fact, let's label these things up so we can see it. So we can see that staff is 20 customers, disabled people. In fact, I'm going to write all these. Staff is 20. Disabled people is 18. Parents 36. And other customers, was it? customers is 126. Right, what did it say? Board is going to paint a sign for each of the spaces for staff. So for staff, done. He's going to paint it for staff, for disabled people, and for parents. He's not going to paint signs for other customers. So now all I need to do is just work out what's the total of those. 20, add 18, add 36. Gives me 20, add 18, add 36. Gives me 74 spaces required. Yeah. Okay, keep coming with the questions. I hope that you have a good day.